Now we're going to look at the Vedic astrology chart, which is rectified in terms of the time of birth for Jeff Bezos. He was born January 12th at 1964. And when you look to the horizon, you would see the constellation associated with Gemini rising at 11 degrees. And 11 degrees becomes the most effective point of every house. And so any planet that's within 11 degrees, 5 degrees of 11 degrees, becomes very powerful. And so first we're going to look at, we know Gemini is a dual air sign. That means dual means it's very adaptable. Change is one of his keywords that he used to describe his success, adapting and being changeable, and very inventive. Air signs are, in their head, they're very inventive. And so let's just look at see how the planets are operating and then we'll look at when they're operating, and then we'll look at to see if there would be any remedies to even make this chart, which is very, very strong, even stronger. So what makes this chart so successful? Well, Gemini is the one rising sign that has no functional malefics besides Rahu and Ketu. That said, that there are no Multrikona signs 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11 in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house, which are the challenging houses that help us grow. Now, so that means that only Rahu and Ketu are functional malefics, which are functional malefic for every chart, but they're not afflicting any houses or planets. And so basically, it's a very, very strong chart. And then he has 4 planets in this house of partnerships, which means he gets a lot of support in his life from all the relationships and partnerships that he has. So let's just look at the planets. Sun is in old age, so slightly weak. Any planet that's above 25 degrees is said to be in old age and cannot defend or promote its significations. And any planet that's less than 5 degrees is said to be in adolescence and cannot defend or protect its significations. So Sun is ruling the house of entrepreneurial success, and it's placed in this house of partnerships. So it says that he would have entrepreneurial success through leadership, which is Sun, and partnerships. Now, because it is weak, his father, Sun represents father, and his father either left or passed away when I think he was just 6 months old. So that, and then Moon is definitely one of his strongest planets. It's at 6 degrees, and it is ruling the house of wealth and recognition and continuation of the marital bond. So he's not like many people married many times. He's just been married once, and has 4 kids. I think 1 is adopted. But so wealth through Moon represents working with the public traded company, and it's conjunct with Mercury. So Mercury is also a very strong planet for him. So that conjunction of Moon and Mercury in this house of partnerships gives huge support for success. And so, yeah, that's it. That's Mercury, and Mercury is ruling the house of happiness through home life, and and happiness through Mercury represents technology and communications and business, buy, sell, trade, all of what Amazon is really about. And also, it's about this is the house of transportation, so he's very interested in helping people um, go into space. Being able to travel in space, and so he started this company called Blue Origin for space travel. Mars is also strong. It's exalted. It's, however, placed in the eighth house, but in his case, it brings huge windfalls of money and the ability to research and experiment on, with online retail innovation, and it gives huge ambition as well. Um, this is the house of transformation and change. So, he's basically he's attributed success to being adaptable, experimenting, changing, doing research. This is a house of research, and so then Jupiter is also very strong. So he has really three strong planets, and Saturn is in its own sign, which gives it some strength, even though also it's in the eighth house. And let's see, and Mars we said was exalted, and Jupiter is in its own house. We'll get to Jupiter next. So Jupiter is very strong, and Jupiter is about growth and expansion and success. And so it's in the house of career, and it's ruling this house of partnerships, which is very, very, very strong. So it says, that he can have career growth through the support of these relationships and partnerships. Venus, which represents wife and luxuries and goods, luxury goods, and it's ruling this house of investments, education, and children. So it is weak. It is 1 degree. It's in the house of good fortune. So I think in his chart, investments in the retail luxury industry or luxury goods is kind of what Venus is talking about. Saturn is at 20 degrees. It's in old age. It's weak, but it's in its own sign. And so it is ruling the house of good fortune. So it brings good fortune through serving others. He's very much a philanthropist, and then also this research and experimentation into innovation into the online retail business. Rahu and Ketu, they're at 17 degrees. They're on this first house, seventh house axis. Brings ambition, and also I think really one of the big keys to his success is for Rahu and Ketu to be transformed and supportive. You need to serve others. You need to help others, to be a humanitarian. And so I think that's a big key. He says that's a big key to his success as well, to give back. So in terms of he's basically the richest man in the world at 100 billion. He surpassed Gates a couple times. In terms of what we could do to strengthen his chart, well, wearing a kavash with a yantra representing Saturn and Venus and Sun would be helpful, because all the other planets are very, very, very strong. So yeah, that's one thing that could be done. And also wearing white and dark blue would be helpful. And let's see, sun, orange colors. So those are the main things for his chart. So if you're interested in a Vedic astrology reading, you can go to Vastu Creations under services, under astrological readings. If you're interested in learning about transformational Vedic astrology, which I think is very, very direct and simple and very good at doing predictions, you can go to American Institute of Vastu .com under astrology courses.